That's what I'm going to do.
No, I want to leave the meeting. I don't want to be recorded.
Yeah.
Peter's voice changed.
All right. So this is the wrong picture. Oops, wrong directory.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
remember
Yeah, I don't remember
Was that
seeing that.
SpaceX?
SpaceX.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It was from a kind of wrong folder. It was last month, or not last month, but last time we did this.
I thought I saw Shatner waving through the window.
Yeah, really.
Good intro to our recording.
Sorry. Hey,
We'll just pick up all kinds of followers.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. Mhm.
you can edit it out.
No, do you know how much trouble it is to edit? I mean, it takes a half an hour to download, and then it takes another half an hour to render for YouTube.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is, but it works.
Now we're cooking with gas. And this is Mount Princeton.
All right,
Okay, so there's three of us. You want me to start since I'm at the top of the board?
go for it.
Okay, terrific. I love this image. You know, I love the color and the depth, and you know, the sky adds so much interest. I mean, it's just such a colorful, happy image. It's in focus where it should be. It's sharp where it should be. I think it's just a wonderful image. I really have nothing extra to add to it. I might have cropped a little bit off the top of it, but other than that, it's a nice image. Who's the maker?
John Kane with a score of 19.
Okay.
Lori Lakeet.
Lori Keat.
Lori
Okay,
Keat.
talk about filling the frame. I dig the choice of the framing. What's it called? The square format. I'm digging the square format for this particular bird, and you could see focus is tack sharp on the head, the eye, beak, and everything just falls off. I mean, that lens must have been wide open, man. The colors just pop at you. Technically, it's handled very well. Like I said, I dig the format. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester with a score of 21, and it went for an in and out for honorable mention and was out.
At 21?
Where is Steve?
Oh, surprised he's not here.
Yeah, I am too. Charles?
Bird's Alleyway.
Yeah, this one I actually liked it. I would have really liked to see what it looks like in black and white as well. But for me, having the bicycle and that red tag draws my eyes there, then I keep following down further and further and further. So it kind of makes you wonder, what's the story? It's like, is somebody going to come out? Is there, people on the bridge? And I kind of enjoyed that mystery. And then as well as the depth. I mean, everything's really unfocused. And I like the colors going down where you can see that it's got the red door, red roof, bluish colors. I mean, it just turned out really, really good. I like this one.
Who's the maker?
Trish Stone, and it was a score of 21 for honorable mention.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
Sweet Ride.
Well, Robert had a lot to say about this one up front. I think I'm not sure if it's the girl or the car that he was after, or maybe it was both. But it's a nice pose. It shows the car well. Only thing I can say negative about it, it's a little washed out in the back. I'm not really sure, and you're kind of losing some detail in her dress and kind of in her hair and stuff. I might have cropped a little bit off of the bottom just to get get so it wasn't so centered, but the car is rendered really nicely and there are no great big hot spots on it. And it's nice and sharp. Who's the maker?
Tammy Cothy Ramsey with a score of 18. Umbrella pattern.
All right, this at first glance looks super busy, but not really. You've got your main structure, like it says, like the title says, umbrella, and then you've got your secondary patterns in a grid. I mean, they're all over the place. You just want to look at them and soak it in. The color of the umbrella, I'm assuming the sun is hitting it from on top. It just renders it into this beautiful orangey, burnt orange look. When it comes down to it, it's just like your eyes just go up through the umbrellas, the stems, then the grids. It's a very nice artistic shot. I really like it. Who is the maker?
Jack Smith with a score of 19.
Out of the box. I like it, Jack.
Mhm.
Game face.
So yeah, this one, I think it scored really well, if I remember right. What I liked about it is the way, the background's blurred. So it brings all your eyes right into the picture. You capture the face in great detail and everything's just like a stop motion with the baseball. And then you also capture the other kid just like, oh, I'm ready to steal a base, but I guess I have to wait, I don't think there's anything better they could have done to this image. Also has a great story.
That is Robert Moreno. It went through 2 rounds of scoring, and I don't exactly know how Tammy keeps track of this. So it looks like, I know it's 3rd place with a score of 20, but I think because that's the rescore.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah,
Great
you did
capture,
good, Robert.
Yeah,
Thank you.
really nice job.
The kid on
pick on
second
second
doesn't
base.
look real amused, though.
No, he does.
That's actually my nephew.
The nephew at second base or the pitcher?
No, the pitcher. What do you call it? But what amuses me is the guy on second base. He's like, he couldn't be more disinterested if he
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but this was fun. I've never done, like try to catch a pitcher pitching. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had fun out there.
Been nicer if the ball were a little lower.
I know.
Yeah.
I tried.
But at least you got it.
Yeah, I was tickled pink
That's a
when I
big
saw it.
With the view.
Let's see, Charles, I guess you got to take this.
I'll do it. I'm after you.
Oh, you got to do it? Okay, you're next.
Yeah, I was gonna say this must be a Peter special, man, because I love your interior work and the composition is A1, man, because you got the frame there, you've got the detail and the springs, the mattress, all the grit and grime and that you can muster in it. I love this, man. And then the fact that you can see straight out through the windows and get some detail in the background is amazing. It's very well done. I'm envious. I love the photo.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know who the maker is.
Yep, Peter Florzak, score of 24 for 1st place.
Very nicely
Very
done,
nice.
sir.
Well, thank
That's
you.
really lovely.
All
You
the
know, Peter-
vertical, all the verticals in there really makes it.
Yeah, I really love just all the textures and lines. My in-laws had a house on the south side of San Antonio. They had walls like this, these
Clapboard.
wood slats essentially.
Uh-huh.
And they basically put cheesecloth over and then like wallpaper. I mean, that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, in this case, this is on the East Coast. So that's lath and plaster. That's the old wooden lath. And then
Yeah.
they put plaster over the top of that. And of course, all the plaster's fallen off over the
Sure.
years.
Yeah.
But
Peter, when you shoot inside like this, what do you expose for? Like the outside or?
yeah, I want to be able to see the I want to be able to see something in the outside, you know, so I usually expose for outside the window. And then, and then I think I've showed it before, but I bring it into Photoshop and I do an HDR on the single
HDR.
image.
Oh, yeah.
And then set the transparency so that it looks fairly realistic, but it gives it all that texture and brings out all the shadows. So
Okay.
these high resolution cameras are just incredible.
Wow.
Hmm.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Just me.
Oh, I guess I should take this one.
Yes.
well, I'm-
I
mean-
think it's amazing.
It is amazing. You know, I don't know whether it's a Photoshop or it's a setup, but it doesn't really matter. It's a really well done image with the smoke in the bottom and, you know, the high kind of Rembrandt lighting on the face.
Right.
You know, just kind of emerging out of it. It's just really, really well handled and real compelling. Those eyes just kind of looking right at you, you know, you just focus right in on the face. Well, we know who did it, but nice job, Charles.
And he was second place.
Nice job.
Nice job.
I have a question, because even yesterday when we were judging stuff, does y'all on like the top left area, is that pixelated on y'all's screens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Not
okay.
on mine.
I wonder
I'm
why it's
looking at it on my
pixelated.
laptop, so.
I assumed it's because, you know, we're showing it through Zoom because the other side it isn't and the bottom isn't.
Yeah,
I
I know, that's what's
Yeah.
bizarre, but okay, yeah, and those were those smoke grenade things I used.
Ah, okay.
Hmm.
You got that Clint Eastwood squinting going there, brother.
I read about that. I can't remember the name of what they call that, but I was trying so hard. I got like 100 photos of me making dumb faces, but it was
Awesome.
That's the
man.
way to do it, though.
Yeah.
was this done with a timer or did somebody else take it for you?
I don't remember if this was, I believe this was the one on the tripod setup.
Uh,
I honestly don't remember if it was where I was also having my dad do it at the same time. So we were trying, that was the same photos I was doing with him on that, when we did portrait night.
yeah,
Oh, a self-portrait?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
part of
yeah.
that series. I did like 400 or 500 photos, so I don't remember which one was which.
Did good, man. I like it.
Yeah,
yeah.
really
It's a
enjoy
great
it.
shot.
One
Great
light?
shot.
What?
One light?
No, actually two.
Ah,
There's two. There was one, the one on the one side my started was overpowering. I kept having a sync issue, but there was another one kind of from back left of my shoulder, a little bit on a lighter, less light setting to try to illuminate from behind the smoke.
gotcha. Nicely done, man.
Well done.
Cool. Okay. It looks like for some reason I didn't copy scores, but I've got places. So I'll just tell you that as I can.
Yeah.
And this is The Showman.
Who's up this time?
Robert, I think, huh?
This one-
Robert needs to skip
Robert got
this.
a pass.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Okay, Charles.
So on this one, when I was looking at it, I liked how the you know the texture in the shirt. You got the shadows. I see an instrument. I think a saxophone. I'm not 100% sure. Only thing I kind of kept drawing my eye to is there's something on the right where his hand's going, and it kept distracting me from whatever the you know main focus is of this jazz player. I think like going, hey, yeah, look at me. But that'd be my only thing. I kind of that got me on this one. But the rest of it I think was great. Who's the maker?
Robert Moreno, fearless leader.
Is it a saxophone?
It sure is.
Woo, guessed it right.
Yeah, I mean, I was, that's a real small stage, so I'm behind him. And I was trying to, I mean, when he had his arms out, like like a wingspan out like that, I could not bypass that little whatever gadget that was there.
Yeah.
So
And,
But I like the shot as far as like black and white, you know?
yeah. I mean, the shirt's like great. I mean, that's just excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Daddy long legs.
Is it you, Robert, or me?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Want me to
Yeah.
go? Okay. We had a discussion about this one yesterday because it's Daddy Longlegs, and the conversation was that the person in the middle is the one who's kind of, catching all the attention. That part doesn't really bother me. I'm not so much into whether the title actually fits the picture. The picture itself is great. It's well exposed. It's interesting. It captured a really nice moment in history. Again, I really don't have anything negative to say. I might have taken a little bit off the top, but even that doesn't really bother me. It's the vertical just fits the whole image, kind of accentuates his long legs. Well done. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone for honorable mention.
Yay. Hey, did anybody catch up on top, the last 10 feet, Daddy Longlegs?
last what?
At the
last
very,
10
on the
feet.
Oh,
wall?
the last 10 feet?
Yeah,
No,
and
no.
it's
Yeah.
just called Daddy Long. It's cute. Nothing, quirky, liked it.
I only have eyes for you.
This one really captured my attention. I love the detail in this photo, from the hat to the glasses to the hair, earring, the tie. It's very proportionate as how you frame this or how you're presenting this. Just the fact that individual A, the one with the tie, is making that eye contact, even though you can't see the eyes, the intensity is there. The body English with the hand on the chest. It's just an intense couple looking at each other. Very well handled. I love the heavy contrast on this. No complaints about it. I really dig the composition on this. Maker?
And Mikothy Ramsey.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's a great capture. My only negative comment about it is that her dress or her jacket or whatever it is kind of bright, and I probably would have given kind of a vignette or something, because you really want to just zoom right in on this guy's face, which is, but I kind of go back between his face and the shoulder, and the face and the shoulder. So
Yeah, to
That's-
reduce the amount of area shown on it.
mhm. But a
You know
great
what I-
capture.
You know what I want to see more? The hat, but no complaints. I'm like, she's got that, yes.
It's a cool hat.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was. To be or not to be.
Goes to Peter, I guess.
I'll do it. Okay.
Yep.
This one here has so much promise. I mean, it's symmetrical. It seems like it's leaning just slightly off to the left, but maybe not. Those columns are just, they're straight and have lots of detail in them. And then in the background, it just kind of loses it. And so that part's a little bit of a disappointment, but the whole framing thing, the curtains up at the top and the columns on the side and the dark part on the bottom just kind of leads you all into the thing. And that part is just handled extremely well. So who's the maker?
Charles Freeman.
Yeah, that's actually an old play stage in a castle. So it's where
It's
they would
really
do the
cool.
plays at. And it was real, but yeah, you're right. I was like one step to the right. I couldn't get further left.
That is nice.
Nice framing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Focused.
At first glance, I had an issue with the lack of heavy contrast towards the top, but I realized it's light hitting the gorilla in the face. Amazing detail. So no issue with the lighting or the fact that it's lighter on top. It's amazing detail. Like I said, the eyes have that catch light, the intensity, the look, the skin tone on his or her face, on the brow. I mean, it is a beautiful image, and I love the composition. I mean, it's just very striking. The fact that on the right-hand side, you're close to the chin does not deter one bit, I think. I mean, it's just a close crop with a lot of detail, and it just slaps you in the face with a statement, like, look at me, and it's a beautiful shot. Maker?
Jack Smith in its second place.
Jack, buddy.
Nice
Nice.
job, Jack.
You know, I have to say, looking at this, I love this image myself, of course, but it doesn't look like I think it's supposed to. So I'm wondering how much the zoom affects the way we see these things.
Yeah, I hear you.
In other words, I think it looks better than what I'm looking at right now. But anyway, thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, and what do you think it looks off on it, Jack?
I think the whole image is a bit darker than what I'm looking at here. I don't know. You know, when I look at it myself at home, it looks a little more striking, but the composition and it's all about those eyes anyway.
Yeah.
He or she is really focused on something, and they just brought their head up to the light. The right moment I caught it.
Right.
Very nice.
Thank you. But you don't know what the points were though, Ken, huh?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Okay.
I don't know why the points didn't come across, but they didn't. All I did was grab it and print it. Apparently I didn't grab something right.
We'll share them with you when they're sent to us, Jack.
Okay, good. I'd like to know, yeah.
All righty.
Old Barn.
My turn, right?
Mhm,
Yes, sir.
right.
Now, this is another one I liked because how the sky interacts with the roof, for some reason, just kept making me think Ansel Adams when he was doing some of the not really dark, more lighter skies, I guess, in some of the images. I saw it at the picture gallery I went to, and how the light's going through on the wood and the top, and it's like just a little bit there, but nothing's blown out. You got the little tractor thing, so it's like, okay, you know what, the old story could be there. And then the composition wise, I liked it all. The only thing slightly distracted is bottom left, but you can't really get rid of that in probably this image. But the detail is excellent too. So who's the maker? Oh,
John Kane, third place.
there's
All
a,
right, John.
I just noticed there's a little house in the back left.
Yeah.
I just now noticed that with some solar panels.
A little out of place. North Chicago River.
Well, I mean, once again, the building and the bridge are really striking. And I'm not sure why the buildings in the back are kind of blown out. I don't know if that was an intentional thing. But something just kind of bothers me about those buildings in the background. Maybe it's a what do you call it, where the trees are all bright white,
Infrared.
Maybe it's an infrared image. And
I
that's
thought
what-
so too until I saw the trees on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
When
Yeah.
I saw
So,
them, I said it's not infrared.
No.
yeah, so I'm not sure what happens. It's a great composition. If those trees on the right were darker and kind of framed everything, I think it might be a little bit better of an image, but
It's not
know,
enough contrast. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's beautiful contrast in those two buildings on the left, right? And the bridge looks great and, but just the buildings in the back and the trees on the right kind of take away from it. So who's the maker?
Steve Manchester.
There,
I wish he was here to defend himself.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
The spotlight on him. Explain yourself now.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You can't take a bad picture of Jack.
That's right.
I mean, this quite possibly might have stolen the show, in my opinion.
Mhm.
The tonal range on this image is spot on, amazing. This image just swallows me up. I mean, it's almost a diagonal composition from the bottom of the rock leading up to Jack and then looking into the background. It is amazing. And right up there with Indiana Jones, man. I mean, that hat, brother, that hat does it. I'm a fan, dude. I was captivated by this one. I mean, like I said, there is not a thing I would have changed on this except maybe put me in there instead of Jack. But that's that's great job.
He's a
Bruce Baker.
cool dude, isn't he?
Oh yeah, man. Look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
look at that looks like. Don't F with me, man.
Here comes Steve. Speak of the devil.
All right,
Hi, Steve.
Mr. Steve, welcome. Now, who is the maker on this photo?
Peter Florsack in first place.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter, was this run through HDR as well?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can see it in the tonal range and all the depth, that sky pops. I think it just really puts the fifth star on this photo. It's really fantastic.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I mean, I don't think it looks HDR.
No, I agree with you.
It doesn't.
I agree, but I can tell the difference. I don't think it
I'm-
looks HDR either, but I can almost always tell when it's there because it adds a
Right.
depth that is
Mhm.
often just not easy to capture without it.
Peter,
Right. Yes.
when you did the top of it with where the clouds, were you using like a neutral density on Photoshop or Lightroom or anything like that?
No, and I probably replaced the sky here.
Ah, that's what it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
it
It
reminded
was
me
a
of
perfect choice.
some of the canyons I've done. And when I edit it, the sky was like kind of your style, how that looked. So I was wondering.
Right. Yeah, no, I probably replaced the
That's
sky.
cool. That's cool.
Damn, that's nice. I love this image.
Just Jack just needs it looks like he's walking down to all it needs is a horse. It looks like he's ready to go.
Peter would not have gotten this shot had I not told him I wanted to go over to this area.
I'll be right back,
Well,
guys.
he gets 50% of the credit. All right,
Well,
Jack.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I'm
was-
saying.
It was Jack's four-wheel drive vehicle that got us there.
Oh,
Without
I
that
forgot
one,
that part, yeah.
we never would have got back there. And he beat up his truck pretty good, his brand new truck.
Yeah,
Ah, that's what it's for.
I'm okay though.
That's nice.
It's not new anymore.
There
No.
you go.
Hey, Jack, did you know he was taking your photo at the time?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'd probably take more pictures than Peter does with people, especially myself. But thank goodness Peter does take a few shots of me once in a while. So thanks, Peter. I appreciate it.
Wow.
Well, you're a great subject.
Okay.
Mr. Ramsey,
Hang
can we
on.
go back to that Steve's picture
Yeah, give me
that we were
just a
talking
second.
about?
There.
Even the dogs like this picture.
We were questioning why these buildings in the background were so light and not contrasting like these.
Well, that's a good question. There, most things in the distance will be a little faded, it's just the way it is. I don't know whether it's because the dust in the air, whatever. So, but I think, I changed it over to monochrome and then I changed it to this silver tone. And that seems to have done that to those buildings in the in the
in the
distance there.
background. Yeah,
It
Yeah.
just made them lighter, even more lighter than they were
Yeah.
in the original photograph.
at
Yeah, I
first I thought infrared because of the tree on the right. And the
Yeah.
building, he says, well, maybe infrared, but then with the trees on the bottom aren't, so. That's why we were trying to figure out why those were not as contrasty as the other buildings.
Yeah, I think maybe those are evergreens down along the left bank of the river there. That may be why they're a darker green. Yeah, and I did, that is a sky replacement up there on the upper right.
It's okay.
Right. So on to
Thanks for asking.
nature. And resting.
On this one, the colors are really good. Focus, I like the depth of field. And then the butterfly, I can even make out, is it really called a tongue? I don't know. But you can see it, it's there. The only thing I would have loved to see, and it's so hard to get with butterflies, is, really get a focus on the eyes or have it looking more towards you, but they generally fly away. So I know the difficulty of this photo. Other than that, it was a really good photo. Who's the maker?
Tammy Cothy Ramsey.
Right, way to go, Tammy.
Nice.
Butterflies are so hard to get fully in focus too for the depth of field. Scout doesn't flash.
I like that the antenna, even though the antenna are out of focus, they are contrasted with the dark background
Yeah.
right in that position there. That helps.
Northern Harrier.
Well, I mean, this is a wonderful capture of the bird with his wings all spread out. He seems to be a little soft and a little contrasty and not a whole lot of definition. But of course, he's flying, and that's a really difficult thing to be able to get him. I also think there's a little bit too much negative space around him. So those are my comments. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester.
Oh, this was taken at Port Aransas National Wildlife Area there. And I had the camera set at 1/800th of a second. And so I saw this bird and I started taking, so 1/800th of a second is not quite fast enough to really give you a sharp
Right.
image of flying birds. I think that's why it's a little soft around the edges. And even the beak is one of the sharpest things, but if you load that up, you can see it's not as sharp as I would like it either. But I picked this one because the sun was shining on the underside of that right wing and you could see the pattern of the feathers there as opposed to the left wing where it's dark.
Right. Yeah, I just spent the last week at Goose Island trying to do exactly this, take pictures of birds in flight. That was my whole aim. It's hard to do.
Where's
Mhm.
Definitely hard to do.
Where
It's
is
very
Goose
hard
Island?
to do.
Goose Island, right next to Aransas Wildlife Refuge.
Pardon?
Right next to Aransas Wildlife Refuge.
Yeah,
Is it?
Doesn't,
Okay. Yeah.
doesn't Goose Island have that one spot of those nesting pairs of the huge birds? Not the cranes, but they're like the biggest birds in America. They nest there in Aransas Pass and all that area.
The cranes,
Yeah,
Right.
those
the
cranes.
hooping cranes.
There
yeah,
you go.
whooping
Look,
cranes.
I think
Yeah.
right, there's a spot that they have like a deer feeder, but these birds naturally nest there. Couple of
Yeah,
them.
I mean, I got kind of, I thought there's a big sign that says endangered area, hooping crane area.
Yep.
And there was a hooping crane sitting on top of the sign. And I took a picture and posted it on my Instagram and immediately got hammered because it wasn't a hooping crane. Apparently it was an ibis. And goes to show what I know. Right.
That long beak will throw you.
Well, it
Well-
had black tips on the wings when it flew, and I thought it was juvenile, but the best I got out of them is nice guess.
Beware of the bird people.
Brutal.
Good stick.
Not my picture. So Peter,
up.
Robert.
I'm up. Okay. Let's see. I see that the neckline is soft. I like the composition because you've got the whole, almost a diagonal span of the wing from tip to tip. So I love the placement of the bird itself. The wing closest to the right, so a little blown out, but you still have detail from I don't know, you call them legs, up until I kind of lose it at the neckline. It's a lot softer than the rest. It's difficult to catch in flight, man. I applaud you for even capturing this, you know? I wouldn't be able to. Maker?
Me.
Charles Freeman, honorable mention.
Can I make a comment too? Yeah,
Yes.
you know, nature category was supposed to be about getting an unusual or hard to get image more than what was in focus and what was sharp. And, you know, this image, how many times do you get to see one of these guys carrying a big stick? I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw that. So to me, I think it's a wonderful image.
Oh, yeah.
And just, I scored it high just because of the unusualness of it and how difficult, you know, you got to be ready to get this image at a moment's notice when it's
Right.
flying. So I applaud you for that. I think it's a terrific image.
Yeah, when you look up at the head, you see the eye.
Mhm.
Even though it's not as sharp as you would like it, it's still there. It's a great capture.
Yeah. it
Yeah,
is.
there's like, I think it was probably 7, 8, 9 photos in sequence. You know, like you said, it just looking like, oh, there's the bird, you know, trying to get the camera to focus as fast, holding down the button. And that was the only one that I can get the eye. The other one had either stick blocking it or the wingspan was me. But what was cool is the short sequence after this that landed in a tree with a baby and it was trying to do in the nest, but it just wasn't a good, like I was just a bad image. Everything was in the way to get that one.
Hmm.
Wow.
But this is one of those bird places somewhere, and I can't remember where, but it was a place you can hike and do a whole bunch of stuff, and these birds go there every year and nest. I might be near the Houston, that bird sanctuary area. I can't remember though.
Wow.
It's
Nice.
a great image.
Mhm.
Yeah, good capture.
And did John log on?
It sounded like somebody tried to.
He was on there for a second.
Ah,
It's on and off, whatever it was.
Mhm. They're gone now.
It sounds like they're still trying to get on.
Yep, here he is. I'll let him in.
Is it my turn now?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Galveston Sunrise.
So I liked this one, and it kind of goes with what Peter was saying. You know, it's for the nature category. To me, you see, I see the birds. That was almost the first thing I see, and then you got the water, you have the clouds, sunset. It's like just everything about being out there in nature. Yeah, if people want to really nitpick, you could say, oh, the focus here, stuff like that. But I think it's overall great. I mean, the framing was good. You have a great point of focus. To me, there's a slight story there. Makes me wonder what's on the beach. You know, is that man-made rope or something, or is it the algae that washes? Not the algae, but whatever those things, the kelp that washes
Seaweed.
up on the beach.
Seaweed.
Yeah,
Kelp.
seaweed. So, but who's the maker?
Robert Moreno, third place.
Nice.
There you go, Robert.
Like it, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like the reflection in the water on
Yeah.
the beach
Mhm.
there. The shiny
Yeah.
part, that's really nice.
And that
Yeah.
yellow is really striking. It's an unusual
It's early
sunrise.
morning and it was freaking hot and
in
humid.
the wave.
Yeah. Right. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Those are bad. Hello. Yeah, but this was fun. I enjoyed it. I want to go back.
This is where again?
Galveston, Pirates
Galveston.
Beach, Galveston, yes.
Nice.
Very cool. No, I was waiting. I'm like, where are those Baywatch chicks? They weren't there. Saw some guy running. I'm like, oh my God. No, no, no.
And you got to go down there when the storms come in and the surfers and all the crazy ones go out there.
Oh man, I bet.
It's wild to watch them. Then that's the only time I've actually ever seen, those lifeguard people on jet skis and being ready out there. That was wild.
I'll stay on the shore.
Me too.
Here comes
Taking their
John.
photos all day long.
Oh, there we go.
Connecting to audio. All right, I have a feeling administrator is John, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Administrator, is that John? Are you there? Apparently not.
Oh yeah, he's probably on the road. So maybe, I don't know. They
Yeah.
probably stopped somewhere.
Mhm.
All right. Sunning.
You know, I really like this image. I wish it was a little more cropped in on the whatever that little guy is, a praying mantis or whatever. To my mind, there's a little bit too much of the red in the foreground, and I might have cropped it a little closer to the item. But you know, it's really colorful and the background is nice and blown out and, you know, not distracting at all, so that the insects really pops off the background. It's fairly sharp where it should be sharp. And who's the maker?
Trish Stone.
What kind of insect
Yeah,
is that?
anybody know what kind of?
I have no idea. And I'm generally pretty good with insects, but I have no idea what that is.
You don't think it's a praying mantis?
No,
No.
not with
it's
that
definitely not a
proboscis.
mantis.
The proboscis, is what throws me.
Okay. Well,
It's a thing.
It's a bug.
that and zero there. Bug.
Hey, right now, real quick, it reminds me of some of these, what is it, 50s movies? Since it's Halloween, they have like these giant spiders. I mean, you know, back then the effects were not great at all, but zoom in, I could see this being one of those huge monsters. Oh yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah.
I mean, look at that.
That
There you
I
go.
like that frame right there.
That
That
one.
Yeah,
Oh, look
that's
at
a much
that.
better crop. I agree.
wow.
Much better crop.
You can see
And
the
I
little,
would personally have scored it a lot higher if you had that crop.
Yeah.
Same.
Same
There's a
thing
lot.
too.
Sometimes
lot
I
of-
feel like I need to give more context, but I really don't with something like this, you know?
No,
Yeah.
he really pops off the background. I mean, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's a great capture. And then with the colorful plant there.
Very nice.
Looking for a new barber.
Yeah, I mean, when this was first appeared, I'm like, something's off here. You know, and then heard the title, looked at the underbelly, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Reminds me of a couple months ago when I got my one haircut that was like, I looked like I was 2 years old with a boy's haircut, you know? I'm like, wow. But okay,
He looks
Back
like
to
he's
the
had a
photo.
Brazilian blowout. That's what it looks like.
Oh, really?
background. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The bear is obviously the primary focus, the one and only thing that you can really look at. I believe it's water where the light is making it the whitish look, and it just pops up with the darker background on top. The image is tack sharp. The bear is just staring down at lunch. And Jack looks like lunch because this has got to be Jack. Beautiful, beautiful handling of it. Maker?
Jack Smith, second place.
Jack, I need to know
That's,
about
that's
this
beautiful.
haircut.
Yeah,
You know, I
Jack,
wish I knew the answer to this because, you know, as I was taking pictures, I probably didn't even realize what that bear looked like until I got home and started looking at my images. And I really want to contact the pilot and see if he can tell me anything. I mean, do you think somebody captured it and we're doing tests on it, or I don't know, but my gosh, why is he shaving like he is? I don't get it. I don't know
yeah,
what's going on.
It's a
looks like
crazy
a wolf
haircut,
in
too.
sheep's clothing.
Wolf and sheep.
It's really a dog, but with a bear costume on. That's what it is. Yeah.
A big belly.
I love it.
Got a snack?
Charles,
Me
I
or-
think it's-
Peter,
Mhm.
yeah.
All right.
That's terrific.
So this was
Oh.
this one was excellent. I mean, being able to capture it with the fish in its mouth is always very, very challenging to do. Great perspective. You're nice and low to the water, ground, whatever it was, and the reflection off the water in being able to still see all the details is really good. The whites aren't blown out too bad, a little bit on the top, but it's always hard with these birds. Eyes tack sharp, background's great. I mean, it's just an excellent all-around image. Who's the maker?
Peter Florzak, first place.
Nice, Peter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the detail on the water as well, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, me
wow.
too.
The reflection.
Yeah.
Which swamp is it in? Peter?
It's Caddo Lake. And I'm in a inflatable canoe.
Okay.
So that's why I'm so down close to the water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you gotta be way down there. Very nice.
And I'm
Looks like a
definitely
great-
afraid I'm gonna drop my camera in the water.
You know, that's always here.
Oh, I know. That's
All
always so.
I did one birding thing and I had my camera gear and I was the youngest and there's two people much older than me who needed help with the canoe, and the whole time they would start like twitching and I could just feel the canoe wanting to flip over and I'm like, I should have left the camera. I should have left the camera.
It's nerve wracking, isn't it?
It's very nerve wracking when you're not fully in control.
Wow.
Yellow Burmese python.
Well, this guy's just looking like for a meal or something. He's just right there. I wish he had a little more contrast, and I might have cropped in a little tighter on his face once again, because I mean, just look at that face and those eyes. I mean, that's an amazing image. Well, I've got nothing else to say. It's a good image. Who's the maker?
John Kane.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can see the scales. I think scales on
Right.
tiles are really cool. I just like the texture of that.
It's a
Yeah.
neat snake.
I like the scales, especially on the left side. You can just see where it's like he might have a couple kind of either from him moving or he's losing some skin, and just that was really neat to see it there.
Are
Yeah.
these really this light of colored? I thought they were darker. I mean, as far as like, is it well, obviously not albino, but you know, I'm not familiar with snakes, sorry.
I would assume in the wild this thing would be long gone. So like I'm assuming this has to be a zoo or something,
Wow,
but I don't know.
nice. I like
That's a question for John, who's not here.
it. Yeah.
Rock face.
Who went last? I'm sorry.
I think I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Robert.
right, rock face. Look at that profile, man. Beautiful, beautiful drone shot. You could see the water, the various depth, like dark and lighter water.
Yeah.
The land with the coastline, amazing detail. Spot on, man. I love it. And you almost have like on the in front of that landmass, that's the profile of the face. I could almost see the shadow of a nose, like the shadow of the land. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But I really enjoyed this image, man. It captivated me. Maker,
Charles Freeman, second place.
Oh,
Charlie,
nice.
share your
It's
secrets.
fun.
What'd you say?
Makes you want to buy a drone, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, yes, and yes.
Charles, tell them where you got this shot.
That one is in Iceland.
Okay.
Where is that?
Iceland, probably on the northeast coast area. I'd have to look at the name of
Nice.
it again.
Nice.
The one nice thing about Iceland is pretty much, I would say 95% of the places there, you can just fly a drone, everything's good.
You know, I think what would be really cool, Charles, is if that green part of that place right there was a golf green. You know, if you had a pin sticking out of it with a flag
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and a couple of people there putting.
Yes.
a little putting green.
Photoshop
Yeah.
Charles in there, man, driving what do you call it, on the range there.
The range.
Wow.
No,
That's a great shot, man.
the one thing I wanted to do, didn't have the right drone for it. I wanted to do what they call the FPV videos, where you come from like way up where this picture is, invert, drop down, and like try to make it through that canyon in the top, and see if you go through
Wow.
there to come back out. But I was a little hesitant with what I had.
Oh, man.
So
I'm always
Charles,
afraid I'm going to lose my drone.
how far up was your drone? Do you have any idea?
Yes, I do. It was within legal limits. It's, I think you're allowed 400 feet. That's the size you can max go. So it was below 400 feet.
Good answer. We're being recorded. I like
Yeah,
that.
but no, it seriously was. I did respect that part, but yeah, it was only a few hundred feet.
Thank you.
Nice
that's-
image.
Yeah, it looks like he has rosacea, doesn't it? I love it.
Big city skyline.
Goes to me this time, right?
Charles, yeah.
Yeah, this is another one I liked. I mean, this could have done kind of pretty well in the monochrome as well. This, it has all the shades there. Travel makes me wonder. I have no idea where this is from. The buildings they looked really good. Some cool reflections. I almost feel like I could see the sky in one of the buildings on the reflection of the glass. I was a little bit wondering how is the rails on the bottom right in focus, but whatever's in front of that's not in focus. That was my one thing. I wasn't sure if it was tall grass, wind was blowing or whatnot. And then since it's tall buildings, if you have Lightroom, Photoshop, something similar, I'd be curious to see if you could have Peter, correct me, what's the name of it when you take you're taking the buildings and you're trying to make them, there's a skewing effect that you could do to make them more a little bit straighter on this left side.
Yeah, like the perspective, correct?
Yeah,
The
like you're
perspective
mimicking
of-
the perspective thing. That would have
Lightroom.
been, because it kind of does feel, it makes a little curve, the curvature of having the wide lens like that. But other than
Yeah,
that,
you can straighten your vertical, and it's in Lightroom, right, Peter?
yeah.
Yeah.
So who's the
Yeah, I
maker?
think we're to do it on this one.
Yeah, in a way, I kind of like it leaning in like that.
You liked it?
It's a little more dynamic than just perfectly straight.
Mhm.
But, it's photographer's choice, right?
Yep, that's exactly it. And who's the maker?
Steve Manchester.
And Steve, is that grass blowing on the bottom? Is that what it is?
There is some grass on the grassy knoll there.
Okay, it
It's
was.
kind of there. That elevated road there, that's Lakeshore Drive. So this is Chicago.
Okay,
It's taken from the Navy Pier. So it's kind of looking southwest from the Navy Pier,
okay. I like it.
just about sunset back in late June.
Very nice.
And on the lower right there, you can see some railing there. That's on the top of a boat. I tried to crop out as much of that boat as I could, so it wouldn't be distracting, but it's.
Yeah,
you know,
the
it's-
boat wasn't distracting. Is that a bird?
Yeah,
Oh, I missed the bird.
I see him.
That is cool. Hey, I like that one.
What bird? Oh, on the left?
Yeah,
On the
they're
left.
on the left side there. Yeah,
I never saw it. Good grief.
nice.
That's cool. I didn't see it the first time either.
Good job, Steve.
Thank you.
I know
Well,
where
I
this.
think, I think this
Secret
one's mine.
Canyon.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, what can you say about this? This is probably the best image of the whole evening. You know, I've seen lots of different images, including Peter Lick, who's done images from there, and you know, his images sell for tens of thousands of dollars. And you know, it's nice, but this is a wonderful image of, you know, the colors and the star effect from the light being right in the center. It's just, it's handled beautifully. Who's the maker?
John Kane, and it got first place.
That's
Yeah,
it's
good.
fantastic.
And well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yeah.
Well, that is something to have the sun right there poking through it and not
Mhm.
overpower everything
Yeah.
with the brightness.
He'll be grinning when he hears this.
I think that's why you wanted me to record it.
You'll be happy.
Good job.
Well,
Good
good
job,
job.
John. It's very striking.
It is.
Wow.
I spy a Hasselblad camera.
Charles.
Yeah, this is another one. I personally really liked it. And I think what it was is with the hand being stopped and focused, and then everything kind of has a little bit slightly out of focus going back. It just has the follow, you know, the lines. You can follow the lights, you can follow the street, you can follow the stair. It just, the lines keep going and going. I really enjoyed looking at it. The story's great. The first time I think when we were looking at this, I didn't realize the title and all that. And then if you look, the guy really does have the you know, film, looks like the film Hasselblad camera. And that kind of makes it pop me even more. Robert, good job. It was excellent. I don't think there'd be anything I would change.
Thank you, sir.
Does that say
Robert
coffee?
Moreno's the
Where
maker
is
in
it?
third place.
Where is
Metro
this?
Coffee, huh?
I see. Metro-
Yeah, this was up in Washington State. I believe that was Tacoma or Seattle, one of them. I think Tacoma.
Really?
Yeah, I was just wandering around the downtown area and taking pictures, minding my own business, and I saw that Hasselblad camera, and I didn't have one back then, and I wanted one, so I'm like, I gotta get a shot of this. So,
I love the sound those make. Crunk.
yeah,
And when I do it, it's like, oh, that's $2. Thunk, $2.
oh yeah, oh my God, people, have y'all noticed film prices lately?
Ooh, no.
It is ridiculous. I mean, crazy. Almost 2 to 3 times what they used to sell for, and higher.
Wow.
Good grief.
Well, I got a couple rolls left. I'll treat them. I'll take care of those.
Yes. So, anyways, next. I love the lights.
I gotcha.
That's fun.
Okay,
Robert?
I'll take this. The detail on the boat, the wood, the grain, it is amazing. What the heck is that anyway? What is that?
Iguana?
Some sort of lizard or iguana or something.
Some reptilian kind of thing. Well, whatever
Some
he is.
reptile, yeah.
The
He is the
dinosaur.
star of the show. I mean, he's basking there in all his glory. You could see a lot of detail in there, even though you know, the red is okay.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
It's all right.
Here it goes.
Well,
But the picture, the
not all right.
color range on
I
it is
can't fix
amazing.
it.
So I can
Okay,
still
hang
see it.
on.
I see it. It's a little tile
Let's do that. do that.
There we go. Oh,
There we go. Hi, everybody.
Hi again.
Hello.
Yeah. I know.
but just to reiterate that the color range in the photo, I really like. I gotta see it again, sorry.
Working on it.
There's a nice storyline there, I think, the photographer is very intense, focusing on that reptile, lizard,
There
whatever.
it is.
And it's in the boat and there's water right next to the boat, just makes you wonder, is that
Makes me
lizard
think
gonna jump into
It's
the
like
water?
the guy was just out there, and all I see here is this little clunk clunk or something climbing in. He looks around, he's like, "Oh, hey, you're there. Let me take a photo. What's in my boat? Do I bail? No."
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just
There
love
you
the
go.
colors. The colors are amazing,
Where'd you come from?
very well handled. The composition, look, you could just follow the lens of the camera, the aiming at this reptilian thing, and it's almost like you're separating the photo into two halves, straight down the diagonal line. Nice placement. Who's the maker?
Peter Forsack, honorable mention.
Never mind, I don't like it.
Hey, Robert, this is a baby version of the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Peter, this is amazing. Well done.
Well,
And
thank
I
you.
can tell you did the process that you spoke of earlier, right?
Well, this was a old picture, a 6 megapixel image.
Wow.
And so, I kind of brought it into gigapixel and tried to increase the resolution and stuff. And it gets a little cartoony after you do that. But
That's-
Yeah.
That's
Like
an
an
old,
iPhone.
that's an old Olympus IS series.
yeah, it's a wide, this picture's probably
Single
20 years
lens.
old.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, I noticed the cartoony look a little bit in the colors of the guy's shirt.
Right.
I never would have thought it was a 6 megapixel image, though. That's wild.
Isn't it though? Yeah. Yeah. But it's a great get, it's like the guy with the ball in the air, when you get something like that, it's just really a wonderful thing to be able to get him focused on the iguana.
Mhm.
So
Very nice.
thanks.
I'd like to know what kind of lizard that is.
It's an iguana.
Oh, is it really? Is this in Florida?
Yeah, it looks like an
Oh,
iguana.
no, that's in South America.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Makes a lot.
It's a baby Godzilla.
Uh,
They're vegetarians, so
Ah.
anyway, they eat leafy things.
Until they get bigger, right? Then they become Godzilla.
No, no, they never do. But I'll tell you what, they're very tasty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my understanding, yeah.
Yeah, I've also,
did you try?
some of them have great big huge tails and people just cut off the tail and throw the rest away. In his case, he has a very skinny long tail and you would barbecue the whole thing and throw the tail away.
Did you taste it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, many times.
Does it taste like chicken?
It actually.
Doesn't everything?
Meat is meat, I've really had any bad meat.
No.
Is this one mine? I think so.
Yes.
Is it mine? or
Camping
yours?
in the snow.
I think.
Oh, Charles. Okay, go ahead, Charles. Sorry.
Yeah. So for me, I relate to this because y'all know me. This is my atmosphere. Everything covered in snow. The tent's tied down. The only thing for me was it just. We don't have I guess the impact of it wasn't there other than, hey, it's snow, you're on a motorcycle, it's going to get sketchy when you ride away. I liked I guess I really liked the motorcycle with everything on it, the snow captured, it shows the tent, that's the good story, but the rest of it kind of just loses its interest because it just seems like it's just it either needs to be cropped or a little bit of focus or something, because just having the whole campground kind of distracts away from what it could have been. Who's the maker?
Jack Smith.
Yeah,
I have something.
go for it.
what interests me is that a little post-it note on the headlight of the motorcycle? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a-
Yeah, yeah, it's a parking ticket. Yeah. it's your
Oh,
ticket.
on the
it's
light.
the tag for the spot. D4 site
What does it say?
B49.
all right. Wow.
You know what
On
that
May
says to
30th.
me? This is May 30th. Look at the snow on the ground.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think the
wow.
biker guy was expecting the snow.
No, I would guess,
Wow. That is cool.
Probably none of them were.
yeah.
But like, kind of, if actually how y'all just had that image, to me, what do y'all think? If you would have kind of cropped out a little bit to the right and to the top of the tree maybe and focused more on just the motorcycle and the tent? What do y'all think?
Right,
I-
right there.
Maybe.
I like the trees. I mean, I like the setting. The setting is really nice. The trees with the snow, the whole campsite. You can see the picnic tables way back in there. There's a lot of depth of field there. And then we're focused on this pup tent, this table and the motorcycle, which is really, to me, kind of the main thing, the motorcycle. But the setting, I think, is important too.
Well, it is travel,
think-
and so it's supposed to tell a story.
Yeah.
And it definitely tells a story.
Mhm.
I mean, being able to see the camper in the background and the fire ring. If it was pictorial, I think I would agree. I would do a more severe crop on the motorcycle and the tent and really get
Yeah.
in there close. But this one is, I think, about the story. Even the snow and the trees, I think, tell part of what's happening there.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Which
Here's what I'm
campground?
thinking, that Peter doesn't know where this is, but he should, because he's camped there.
In the snow
It's,
in June. Yeah.
it's in Yellowstone. You
Yellowstone.
and your wife camped there, because I met you there one time. But I just happened to come through Yellowstone and it snowed quite a bit.
I thought it was
So,
Estes Park.
Yeah, I love that environment though.
Yeah, I bet the guy had fun leaving the next day.
Yeah, that's probably why he's still in the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
I see no footsteps. I don't see any footsteps whatsoever. So I
No,
think I got the same tip. Pretty sure I do.
Ranch house view.
Well, I love the handling of this, nothing excites me more than, using some structure or some window or something to kind of frame an image in the background. And you've got, not only great detail in the foreground, but you've got that wonderful set of mountains in the background and that great sky. There isn't much of anything that I would do to change this image. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone.
Nice. Tetons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great image, Trish.
Thank you.
Cunningham's Cabin, right, Trish?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that's what it
It's,
is. That's-
it's
the
that kind of
view-
abandoned, it's kind of near the horse ranch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I forget the name of it.
the Triple X Ranch or something, yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Cunningham's Cabin,
Yeah, probably that's it.
Grand Tetons.
Yeah.
All right, creative, though it says assignment. Alligator teeth.
Nice.
This is kind of a wicked colorization of the alligator. It definitely fits the criteria of being creative. I mean, I don't know what kind of effect it is, but I like the composition of the image as well. It's just I don't know. I might just crop just a little bit on the left side just to give him the image that he's got a little more negative space on the right. Other than that, I like it. Who's the maker?
Chuck Smith.
Nice job, man.
Well, that's great, Jack.
Were you holding a piece of chicken up for that one?
How did you do that?
No, I took this years ago somewhere down on our coast, and I was walking through the little trail and I saw him along side. And I don't know, I guess he was just breathing heavy, but it looked pretty scary to me. But I was at a pretty good distance at the time. Then I thought, gee, I gotta be extra careful walking through this trail here.
Yeah,
Wow.
So what did
So
you do?
no place, is that what you're saying, Ken?
Do what?
Was it no place?
No,
And you don't have the points, right?
unfortunately, no.
Okay,
I don't know why it didn't copy over. Whenever I copied and printed it out, and I don't know why the scores didn't copy. I'm looking at them, looking at the columns. But I don't know why.
Great picture though, Jack.
A serving of the city.
Yeah, another great image. Creative's always I like creative categories, very difficult to judge. But I liked, what do they call this? It's not photo manipulation. So it's like you have the bowl, the person's like holding, to me, I look at it as they're holding their world in that bowl. You know, that's where they might live or something like that. And then adding the clouds just really made it pop. And images like this are very tough to do, to get it where it looks good. And overall, I don't think I would change anything about it. Who's the maker?
Trish Stone, first place.
Hey,
That's good.
Yay.
Nicely done, Trish.
Well done.
thank you.
did you add the clouds?
I did add the clouds.
Yeah.
The buildings are from New York when I was in New York, and I just kind of chopped up pictures of when I was out at Ellis Island, I took, a picture of the skyline and I just kind of chopped it up and put the buildings wherever I wanted to in the scene. And that's my son standing in the hallway of my house with a bowl.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
You did a
Nice,
great
great.
job, Trish.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice job. Nice job. Very creative.
Happy Halloween.
Well, I think this is another terrific image. The smoke in it, it just gives it an ethereal look. The shoe you can just see is so sharp, and then the person kind of fading into the background. The yellowish color on it just really makes the whole mood of the image. Again, I don't have anything negative to say about it. It's a wonderful image. Who's the maker?
Charles Freeman, second place.
Nice job, Fred. Nice
Yeah.
Nice going, Charles.
Mhm.
That's my dad.
job.
cool.
On the lawnmower, we call it Old Mac. That's been around for a long time, but it still runs. New lawnmowers
Oh,
don't. That
That's
one's
what
still.
that is.
That is cool.
Mhm.
I wonder what that was when you were sitting on.
The what you asked on?
What's that, Steve?
Oh, I said, I wondered what that was he was sitting on, but you said
Oh.
it was a lawn, so now I see.
Yeah, it's an old, I think from the 70s or so.
Uh-huh.
And the
What a
lighting is
sport.
great.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, the smoke, the
What are you
lighting.
using?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
What was the question, Trish?
What are you using for the smoke?
I bought a whole bunch of smoke grenades. I can't remember the company name, but I wouldn't buy those at camps. They definitely did not last. There's another one that I can text everyone and tell you what it was. That's better.
And
You use one
is
in
your
the
lighting, is your lighting
self-portrait.
from like a gel or something, or was the smoke colored?
No, the smoke was colored. I
Okay,
had
okay, okay.
purples and reds and greens and blues.
Okay,
Try to
that's
mix
just really
them
fun.
and probably 3/4 of the photo is us closing our eyes and coughing because I'm sure that's not good for you, but it was fun. Neighbors probably hated us. We did this for like 2-3 hours. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
What a sport, man.
See if I can find those when I think about it.
Yeah, cool.
Was that a smoke bomb thing you were using, the self-portrait thing?
Yeah, it was the same thing. It was the same night.
And-
I just
So
wanted.
same
I
as
was-
that green smoke?
The what?
This is
What-
the same stuff that you used for your self-portrait?
Yeah, that was same smoke green. Mine was green. This is the orange. Let's see. It's called. I have to find it. It's somewhere. I believe it's the Enola Game. That's the company. That's good. E.G. Grenade Co. And they call them Enola, Enola Gaye.
Okay.
That's the name of that bomber that dropped the atomic bomb
same.
in Japan.
Yep.
Ah.
Felt slightly different, I think, but they're fun to do.
Well,
High-speed aspens.
Oh, yeah, we've seen this one.
okay, I think this is me.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what you would call this, but to me, this is like an abstract. I love the movement. I dig the movement. I would have just taken these two center aspen trees and probably try to darken them a little. They're a little hot and they kind of zero my eyes and onto them, you know, and I lose track of the rest of the image. It is a cool concept. I like it. Maker?
John Kane.
Yeah, I would have just darkened those trees a little bit.
One thing I really liked about this image was its simplicity of how he did this and captured it, but it still makes it like the creative category just
Mhm.
really cool and doing it that way.
I'm happy to see that too, because I think when people can just use their camera creatively,
Mhm.
it kind of broadens the category. And I really love that because some of us really struggle with the technical stuff, you know, and in editing. And so when I see something like this, I always kind of get tickled because I love somebody using just their camera creatively.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you're right, Trish. I mean, the last two images, Charles' image, I'm assuming you didn't do anything that creative in Photoshop.
No, that was all out of the
Right.
camera with like some light rooms, quick adjustments, lights, blacks, darks. Stuff.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, and like Trish says, and then this image over here is probably done by moving the camera, you know, rather than doing all these tricks in
Mhm.
Photoshop.
Right.
Right. And it does add to the category.
Nice.
Flamboyant Lily.
So this is one of those ones where in the creative category, it is again difficult to judge because what someone might call creative might not. So to me, the flower is excellent. I love the colors. I like the contrast, but it makes me wonder, was there anything else more done than other just changing the colors? One thing I did like a whole bunch though is in the center of it, whatever they did where I guess the pollen could be, it almost looks like it's a fire. It looks like it's on fire. And I thought that was really cool. Who's the maker?
Steve Manchester.
Nice stuff. I like that too. That red really does kind of make it pop.
Yeah.
At first glance, when I saw it last night, you know, with it being Halloween and it's creative, I'm like, are those fingers coming out? You know, at first I thought they were fingers. I'm like, wow.
Cool.
Yeah. I was like, but yeah, it does look like a fire. Yes.
I think those are the stamens. So of course, it's a white water lily with yellow stamens, and it's just
Okay.
Wow.
Just-
Okay.
mostly, yeah, color, dark in the background, made the petals blue and the stamens orange.
Well, all right.
Nice. It's a very striking image.
Mhm.
Snow Queen.
Well, this was supposed to be mine, but one of you guys has to take it.
All right. Snow Queen, yeah. I don't know how much time this took to do in Photoshop, but I like the treatment. I like the background. I like the grunginess, the overlapping of a time clock face, and the fact that you kind of, I don't know if it was the intention, but the face, the makeup, or the whiteness of it, Snow Queen or Ice Queen or whatever. What was it called again?
Snow Queen.
Snow Queen. Okay, it just adds to that title, and everything you did to it just enhances the image. It is well done. Details amazing. Composition's amazing. It's one of your classic images, Peter. I like it.
Might be a little overdone, huh?
Oh yeah, but hey,
Never know where to
that's
stop, do
exciting.
I?
Well done, maker. Obviously, Peter.
Peter, third place.
I liked how he transitioned a little bit of color into the black and white.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the color's kind of muted.
Well,
I like that too.
I think the woman herself is, of course, she's the main thing there. Her skin is pale, her dress is fairly white, and then she's got this nice black hair. There's nice contrast. And her eyebrows are dark, and she's got this jewelry that adds, some pizzazz to it. And it just, I like it.
Yeah, she's a belly dancer from the King William parade.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she really had wings, so on the back one.
Oh yeah.
Retro vibe.
Well, I think this one has not only is it really retro, but I think it's just really handled
Mhm.
well.
It's fun.
There's a simplicity to this one that just the whole thing just kind of fits together. I'm not sure, whether this was a picture of the car in front of the thing or whether somebody added it on, but whatever it is, it really works, and it has a really nice technique in the background and the sky and over the front of the building, and the car kind of has a little grungy look, but in general, the image is just simplified it enough to make it really, really pop. And then the outline on the image is just enough to really make it striking. I might have cropped a little bit off the bottom of it, just to kind of focus more on the really interesting building and the car. But boy, it's a lovely image. Who's the maker?
Tammy Cothy Ramsey. And it
Yeah.
was honorable mention.
I love it.
Nice.
Mhm.
And 57 Chevy.
57 Chevy.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that ballpark, it was at a wedding style shoot we were at.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice car. Looks like it's well
She
kept.
could tell you exactly what it is.
It's an old Plymouth.
1957 Bel Air.
Hey,
There's John.
there's John. Hey,
Oh,
hey, John.
Hold
if
on.
it's not the man with the shot of the night. How you doing, John?
Okay. I'm tired.
Are you with us,
Oh.
John?
In
Oh.
Been
the
on the road for like 9 hours.
oh yeah.
Are you home now?
Oh God, no. 9 more hours to go.
Were you like Las Cruces area or something?
Yeah, we're Las Cruces right now.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Wow.
And I hear your lovely wife
Home
got
tomorrow.
sick.
Huh?
Your lovely wife got sick.
Go ahead.
Wow,
Oh, man.
sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
One of our,
Yeah,
one
that
of
is
our
bad.
excursions.
Wow.
Mm.
Our thoughts are with her, man.
Really.
Mhm.
Well, she's right behind me. She's taking her drugs and chowing down on something to eat.
Good, good. All right. Wish her well, please.
At least it came at the end of your trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah. So, I mean,
The only thing we had left was, I had a stargazing thing at Fort Davis tomorrow, and we just canceled it. We're going straight home.
Yeah.
Yeah, good deal. Well, safe journey, safe trip, man. Be careful out there. But
So how'd it go?
You had the
Lot of
shot of the
images?
night, buddy.
What was that?
The secret canyon.
Yeah,
Oh, Secret Canyon.
Yeah, it
yeah.
was fantastic.
I
Everybody.
don't remember
raved
which one
about
I,
it.
I don't remember which one I submitted, but that was my favorite place of the whole trip.
Yeah,
This is really cool.
nice, nice, nice. Well done, well done. But we had some cool shots, man. I enjoyed tonight. You know, I always enjoy competition night. I love seeing people's images and
Hmm.
different perspectives on stuff. And I love it, man. Yeah, I had a blast. Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much.
All right.
Jack,
I'm
you
gonna-
surprised me tonight, man. I love some of those shots, man. Great job, everybody. Great job, man.
I'm gonna stop recording now.
All right.
Okay.